So thanks, Osmaro, for doing this.
Sure.
Appreciate you.
No problem, Nilanjan.
Yeah.
You can start whenever you're
Okay,
ready.
sure. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
It's
Hello,
coming up.
can you
It's
able to
coming up.
see?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. Uh, is okay. How is it? Let me check. See my chat.
Yeah, I can see your screen. Osmaro is coming up.
Okay. Okay. So before we start, maybe let me introduce myself. So my name is Osmaro Gariando. I'm a software engineer, and then also a currently I'm working as a big data developer. I'm a freelance application development, doing some mobile applications, but my expertise is more likely on big data and cloud infrastructure. So, so before we start, let me give you a background about how I'm involved, or how I get my experience on working on AI. So this was started way back, 10 years ago when I'm doing the work on the private virtual assistant. So the virtual assistant that I have created, usually this is wait, let me check screen. Okay. Show. So the virtual assistant that I have created is pretty much really simple. It's made on Python, and then this application is what they do is usually made of it has a JSON file, and then on the JSON file it's a Python code that saying uh, telling me tell me a joke. So this JSON file consists of list of
Dami Baba?
jokes. Hello. Yeah, list of jokes, and then just have a computer name. So when you mention the computer name, and then it will ask, similar to Alexa, that it will tell you where did you uh, and then when you mention its name, it will prompt about wha- uh, what is so how can I help you, and then it will say tell me a joke, and then it will get you the list of jokes. Now, I have working on this for the past 10 years, and then there's one community that added a plugins on add a plugins on Wikipedia. And then on this Wikipedia, if you tell something, about Wikipedia, and then this uh, virtual assistant will able to tell you about what question that you have asked. So this process is running on LLP, natural language processing, and then it using a mechanism or process called text to speech, and then a speech to text, and then it use a Google text to speech when you speak your language. When you try to talk to the virtual assistant, and then it will convert to a text, and then once it convert into text, and then it will search on the engine, and then it will tell you whatever the question is. Now, and this process evolved. My contribution on this is where I have created a process where I make a something like a training mode. So when I speak, let's do a training, and then this process will ask me about what's the questions, and then I will tell the answer. And then so in this process, I'm training the model. So this process evolves, and then someone integrated it to weather stations, and then calendar, and then also can able to integrate your PC, that if you want to check your email, or add your add your meeting to a calendar, it can able to do that. So 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 recently, when OpenAI, implement way back 2022, I think to be exact, this is a game changer, because the process that we have here is the way how we train the model is by feeding him some informations, and then whatever info that they have, it will provide you the some answer. And then when I open the open AI, like what I said, when I see that everything changed, because in this process when I train the model, it really takes time. I modify there is a database, you need to input to feed some informations, and then it did not able to summarize. So that's the reason. And then the good thing about it is the LLMM, which is the long chain, that when it develop, it able to summarize everything, and then you know uh, give you some process to integrate it to a model. Now, what is the training that we have right now is all about Ollama AI do. So what is Ollama? Ollama is a open source, that's usually allow us to run large language model locally in your computer without any internet connections. Because the problem that I had when I used the OpenAI, it's open to the public, and then you're required to have something like an internet connections. So there is a limitation, especially when you try to train the model, if have a limited uh, process where you can able to load the documents. But definitely the chat GPT, like what I said, it's changed everything. Now, what is the benefits of using Ollama? So Ollama, because like what I said, I'm doing an experimental project to learn AI. So my requirements is to develop a private virtual assistant, a private AI or a private model. So the benefits of having Illama, your data is not sent to cloud. That's one thing. It's ensured the great security on the process. And then personalization. You can customize the LMM model to your specific needs and preference. And then you can integrate it to a database, your own local, process or servers. And then accessibility. Olama is free. And then the good thing is that open source. And then, and also part of flexibility to run LMM with different configuration and size. It will have a range of applications that you can use. And then the good thing is you can run it offline. Now, next thing is, where should I use these applications? So you can use or apply these applications using chatbot for development. Like what I'm saying, what in my use case, my experimental project, I would like to create a personal chatbot, to interact with my requirements. And then you can do it on content generations, language translations. I have tested this process, that you can able to transfer any language, specify what language would you like. And then you can use it for data analysis, especially for data science. You can extract valuable insights, text data, load some data, get some data from, statistics, then you can load it, and then you can able to summarize this result. Scientific research, LMM aid to scientific research such as document analysis and hypothesis generations. So in the past, I attend some seminar, in that most likely they have created a scientific process on something like on experimental. So the one of the scientists have been specified that they use an AI model similar, develop a AI model similar to this. But the good thing, Ollama, is does not specific on this model. It can able to interact with different models. Will later I will able to show you. So for the organizations where this application can be used, first is on the financial sector, especially in financial sector for fraud detections, in healthcare for patient and data analysis, and then so you can able to use it for analyzing records, regulation and utilizations, AI to predictions, and then lastly is the for legal, for document review, for case, large volume of data, document, previous case, they can you can able to search on it. For retail, for inventories, handling inquiries, complaints, for using implementing a chat for your customers so that they can able to respond if they have any questions. For manufacturing, you can use for preventive maintenance, uh, you know, uh, predictive analysis, predictive failure, those kind of things. And educations, you can use it for personal learning and enhance the student, you know, uh, learning tool. Let's say if they search something about something about their topic, or giving some sample code or those kind of things. This personal can be used on your personal learning. For real estate, definitely for market analysis, and then aiding for personal properties and recommendations, and then give you some statistic about on this state, what would be the value, of the real estate, cost, if the market was down, or, or the, or giving you some statistic about the uh, top selling, maybe state in US, something like that. So, now, since we have a very short, meeting, it's only will take an hour. So, we'll go immediately to do the demo. So on our demo, we will build a large language model, and then we will going to install Ollama. So I have created a VM to play around, and then we will download it and run LLM models. We'll create some model, and then we'll create a personal BA, personal visual assistant, and then we're going to install and create using Open Web AI inside the Docker, and then use this model, and then we'll do some demo about. So I believe you're familiar with Open AI, how it was in an interface. Okay, so before we go here, uh, let's go through. Wait, okay, let us go through uh, Ollama. So this is Ollama. If you go to ollama.com, good thing is really simplified. So I mentioned it. Get up running a large language model. Now, usually it's good to sign in so that you will have your own. And then this Ollama will have, this is the GitHub repository. And then the good thing in here, these are the following model that you can able to use. So right recently, the version that they have here is Ollama 3, but you can also use Mixtra. I have tried it. This is really good. The Ollama 2. And then when you click this model, it will able to specify you of what are the following instruction and model performance. and then give you some example how integrated to, to using an API, variant models, and then this is actually their GitHub repository. If you open this, and then it will be the GitHub. And also there's some detailed instructions of how you can able to utilize different library, and then how big it is when you download it, and then how to use it using Ollama. So before that, let's go through how to install Ollama. So go to the download page. So you can use it on Mac OS. They are built in here, and then also in Linux, and then this will be on Windows. So currently, what I do right now is I have created a virtual machine. So my virtual machine, the way I set it up is I run it on 16 MB memory with 2 core processor, and then I use Ubuntu. Ubuntu. Okay. And then let me log in. So installing Ollama is not that difficult, It's really simple process where for Linux, copy this process, put it on the command prompt, paste it, use curl, then it will automatically download and install Ollama. Let's maximize the screen. Okay. Once this is complete, and then so we'll go from here. So let's wait for this process to be complete, and then let's go to my presentations, and then we'll go through. Just want to while we're waiting for this, just want to share some good info here. This is what we call hugging pace. Usually it's built on community where you can able to see different model that was created. So it also they'll tell you about what top performance, about submitted, and then there's also an open LLM leadership board. And then it depends on what your requirements. You can able to see, different model that's great. You can download it and then you can able to reuse it. And then about the element benchmark, let's go to Hugging Face. So these are all the team members and contributor. And then, so this give you more about, what is the latest currently model that they have created. And then, those teams and community give some review about, some different model. Okay, so let's go back now to the virtual machines. Okay, so this is now completed. Access my password. Okay, now since this process is now running, you can, when you type Ollama, like what I said, this is a service that run in your PC. Now you can able to run a model, let's say Ollama, run, and then you need to specify the model name. So the model, you can able to see that or select what model you can able to use by going to Ollama and then model. So let's try, uh, this one, small one, Mistra. So this is the command, Ollama run model. So what Ollama will do, if your model not exists so you can also check whatever model that exists. I think I have already download the model Ollama list. So I have this type. I have this model Llama 3. So the way I run it is, the way I use it is type Ollama run LLAMA3 A3. So once you run it, if this model not exists, it will automatically download. Since I already downloaded, this is more than 4.7 gigs. So maybe you'll try to use this one. So the good thing, I'm running on a virtual machine, so it doesn't require that much huge, memory allocations. But if you run it on your personal PC, it will be more faster because it will also utilize whatever the GPU you have, on your uh, uh, on your own laptop. So we can have the question asked here, in command prompt. Let's say, what is the weather? Yeah, so it give you some informations, about specific details, and then you can immediately ask questions uh, in here. Let's say, uh, who is the president? Yeah, so it give you more details. Okay, so like what I said, Ollama was also built in on a running as an API. So we can able to check if, let's say, Ollama is running, it will be on. So it said, this is the API because I installed it locally, and then Ollama is running. So in my case, it's experimental project. I have created, I have my own servers, that's powerful enough where I host this Ollama, and then my virtual assistant is trying to access this API, and then so I can run it in anywhere, in my local desktops, when I doing some testing and running the applications. So since this was an API, we can run it on API. We can able to pass a process using curl. Let's say we'll go to command line, and then let's exit on here because these are the control D, and then paste by command accessing the local API, and then I prompt who is Jarvis. and then it will give you a response, definitely by JSON request. So in my process, you need to create and parse this JSON to give you some, to display the response that you have. Okay, so let's terminate this one, and then again, let's use the list, and then this will be the Ollama. Now, how about if I would like to create, my own model? You know, to create our own model, let's go to the web page, Ollama web page, ollama.com. Go here in the GitLab. It's a self-explanatory. That's why it's much better for you to, download the Linux. These are the following model you can be able to use. And then importing a Giraffe and Python. And then CI reference. These are sample model, create a model. So we'll use this one. So before that, I have created a model in this PC. Open. I created in a document, Ollama test. This is the Jarvis OpenAI. Let me open this. So specify what will be the model that you would like to use. Specify the parameter. One, higher is more creative, lower is more coherent. And then I specify the system message. So I let my model, because the thing here, if you go to Ollama, let's say document, let's open Ollama, run again Ollama. So once it's already running, it will not. So what is your name? Let's see. So they don't have a personal name or AI design, and then because you're not feeding him information about its identity. So what we're going to do is to feed this something like to have an identity. So in my use case, when I use to develop a virtual assistant, so first thing that I would like my virtual assistant know is to know about myself, my background, where I work, where I born, everything, so that when I ask him, this virtual assistant know any detail about me. Because I believe, that it's important for to train the model to know who is the creator, something like that. That's my concept. So, but in my case, when we're doing some rituals, developing my experimental project, it really takes time. I feed them a lot of informations about myself. Sometimes, I will ask my virtual assistant, say, computer, uh, uh, tell me, let's do a training mode, and then I could say, what is your question? So where do I live? And then I will tell him, that's the question, and then my answer, I live on this address. So that's how we done, how I train my model. But in here, to simplify the process, uh, definitely this is just an example, but I did specify you are Jarvis, that's your name, from just a rather very intelligent systems. And then answer as Jarvis, AI's assistant will give you guidance about Iron Man and Marvel. So uh, the reason why I mentioned Jarvis, because the virtual assistant or community that I have joined before, like what I said, it was started on a plain Python program applications, and then a lot of the in the community develop a plugins like plugins on weather station, plugins on calendar, plugins on news, parents plugins on current events. So this community grows. And then one of the I think contributor developed, let's do a something like similar to Iron Man. So if you watch the Iron Man, because during that time the first Iron Man has been released in movie, they named their AI called Jarvis. So this virtual community developed a process that's integrate Jarvis on this virtual assistant. So one of the contributor developed something like a GUI similar to robot speaking on the background. So when you ask in someone, there's something like interaction between your computer and then on between your computer using graphical designs, animated, process. So that's the reason why they name it rugby. So in this case, so we'll use that simulations process. So this is the model that I've created. Now let's go back again to how to create a model. So list generation, REST API. So this is the way, the command. So let's go here. Let's close this one. Let's go to the command line. Cd slash document cd Ollama test. So this is the file. Is the command. Okay, so we'll mention, let's say my model name will be Jarvis Personal. Jarvis. And then what's the model? I'll use Jarvis. And then it will go into create a model, do some manifestations. And then when we try to list Ollama list, so this is now our model we have created. Now we can use it, but we can use this model. Let's say Jarvis run llama run this model base. And then we can type, what is your name? So it mentioned, you already know, just another system. I'm artificial intelligence created by Tony Stark, Iron Man. And then you can tell what is your capabilities. Now, again, what's the advantage of having Ollama? Even without an internet, you can still interact on this model. We have so you can able to try it because it can able to run offline. Uh, then it's going to. So imagine how fast it create a model based on my experience or experimental project that I have before. Because for me, what I just do is I have a long document of telling me about myself. I summarize everything. Actually, what I do is I just export whatever what I have on my database, put it on the some plain text, and then try to let this read this document, and then everything about myself, my computers knows, or my virtual assistant know about it. About the so in currently right now, if my I name my virtual assistant computer, and then and then when I tell about what is the password on my bank of account, and then it will able to tell me the password because I have loaded all the informations. But the good thing, I'm confident of it because this is running in my personal uh, computer, you know, uh, and then it will also remind me all the birthday of my, family, and those kind of things. That's just like what I said. This is just an experimental project to learn, and then uh, so this is before we go to the next demo. Do you have any question? Okay, so if no, then we can proceed.
There is one question, Osmaro, on, I
Yeah,
don't know
sure.
whether I've answered it properly. Somebody is asking whether um, if I have an integrated GPU, will will that cause problem in running the model?
No, actually it's not because we later I will going to show you, because the next demo that what we're going to have is we're going to run this process running inside the Docker engine. And then on the Docker engine, there will be a web GUI. Now, to run a Docker, you can specify how you would like to utilize your PC. It's either by CPU utilizations or by GPU. Yeah, that's how it goes. So,
Thanks.
okay, so let's move now to the next topic, next demo. So again, so as you notice, sometimes I will always go to the reference, let's say GitHub, to get some informations because usually the way how I do and then my attitude on doing some development is I code by example. You know, so let's go to Open Web UI. This is a web desktop integrations to Ollama. So when we go here, this is the Open Web UI. And then this is how it look like, documentations. And then just to read some of this picture, this is everything is self-explanatory, but we're going to do how to install this. So there's two ways. So right now, running Docker, it's not that difficult. You can able to install your Docker in Windows. Once you have the Docker engine installed, uh, Ollama will give you three different options how to run the command. If Ollama run on your computer, Ollama run on your direct server. So in my case, I have done this process. I run it on my different servers. I run it using NVIDIA, using GPU support. So this will be more likely recommended if you're open on a something like a production environment setup, running this on your in production that have enough CPU or GPU support. Uh, And then there's also some integrations, that you can also use an open AI on top of Ollama. Okay. So, but for our demo, we'll run the Ollama, in your computer. So let's get this one. So right now, I already install. Wait, let me close this process command. Close this window. Okay, let's open again another. Then clear. And then let me run this. Okay. Paste. So like what I said, I already ran this, but just to give you some demo how. Sorry, you need to use, because I'm on Ubuntu, requires some administrative location. Sudo. So this is just the basic command. Once the requirements is you need to install Ollama, just configure your Docker. Once you have Docker process, and then you just need to run this command line. So the good thing about this, as you notice, we're going along with our demo. We're not doing any coding, because everything run by process by API. Okay, so this is how to run it. Once since already running, I have an OpenAI. We can go to the browser and then type, believe OpenAI. So let's go here. This will be on port 8080. So localhost port 8080. Wait, let's try it. Let's see again. Import 3000. Okay. Okay, so this is now the interface GUI. So to open AI. Now, like what I said, this command will automatically deploy the any require any. Let's go to web page. This is how simply to install OpenAI, Open Web UI. Requirements only one command line, and then automatically it will going to install the dependency. And then there's also some other method to how to deploy it. And then it use the so on in here, you notice, we can able to select model. So this is the model that I have on my local. Okay, but you can also select on setting. There will be a model, and then you can able to specify, or load different model, like in here, whatever what you have. And then from there, you can run it immediately. Let's say, so this is the command. Let's say this one. And then if you notice here, there is also a document that from here you can able to import document, PDF, and then you can also integrate it with text file, CVS, CBS file, or I also have tried Excel spreadsheet in here. So in my case, I use this Open Web UI to train my model. or to add more documents about my model. I also have created
Osmar, you went on mute.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, so I on my use case, when I try to test this model, I have a friend that have Tesla, and then asked me, Osmar, can you able to help me out build a model based on this Tesla user guide because it has around 2,000 plus document, and on his books, he provide me the PDF files and then I load it in here. So imagine if I ask some questions, it will immediately provide you exact details how to use the Tesla. Let's say how can I able to charge the Tesla, this the Tesla, it will provide you steps. If you have some error, you specify the error and then provide you all those details. So it's really big help, and then I able to share that model to him and then set up this environment using Ollama. Now let's go back again to the chat. Let's say again, let's say who is the president again of the United States? Select model. So if you're familiar with OpenAI, so these are similar interface. How's it done? But the good thing is this running locally on your PC. So this end our demo. Now we can now go through if you have any questions and then use case on your project that we can able to help.
Anyone, Precious, you're filling the questions.
Yeah, I was hoping that if anyone have a question, they can just ask. So any question? Okay, I can see 21 deck 004. Oh, Kumar, go on and ask your question.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well, we can hear you.
Okay. So my question is, sir, can we feed more data? Just like here, uh, it shows data from 2021. So if we want to feed more data, the latest information, so how can we do it? Is it required to permission from the open source model?
No, because like what I said, the model is run locally. You can able to create your own model, you know. But like in if you go to Ollama test here, Ollama, let's go. If you go to Ollama, you will see when I sign in, it's at the smart. Let's go here on my page. Ollama. So can you see my screen? So in here, if I see my model, you can able to create your own model and load it here. Yeah, this is one example. I created Jarvis, and then when you're loading the document, like it for example in this page that I have here, there is a document link here. You can able to import the document that you have, and then it will list down all the document. Now, I also have created, but I'm just going to show you, created the Python program, but this is purely similar to this process. And then I'll provide you the link. So set profile Ollama. This is actually running on my PC, local PC. But the issue is this required more memory run. Start applications. In the process. So yeah, so the way I set it up, it's like what I said. I have an API. Let me show you my PC. Oh, it's blurred. Let me explain to you how my setting. Wait. Filter background. Sorry. No background. Actually, if you can able to see. Wait. Remove background filter. But anyway, yeah, I have my PC there. So on my PC, I have created I accessing this via API. So if I going to access my local PC, let's say that is A300. Yeah, this is how it looked like. It's called private GPT. Now, and then you can see this is similar thing, but more likely more local. You can upload the document, but this will take time. Let's say, for example, this is the use case that I have. Open this, load the file, and then it will process, load this document. So in here, I'm training my model on my local PC. So we'll put on hold this because this will take time. This is the how it goes here. Now, then I train the model. Then the good thing about it, you can ask questions similar to this model. But the way I use is I integrate this model to my virtual assistants. So maybe we can try it. Computer, what is the weather today?
Good morning, Osmaro. The current weather is 81 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather with a high of 90 degrees and a low of 61 degrees. By the way, you can also ask me questions about sunrise and sunset times. Try asking, what time is sunset?
Yeah, if you can able to hear it, those are the virtual assistant that I have trained. So, but it was integrated here. But I use the capability of text to speech and then speech to text using Google Text. Okay. So that's what. Uh, yeah. So that's what I have used. So let's go back again to the document. Similar to this, you can just load it, and then it will not be on the public server. It will be your model will be on your local server. Did I answer your questions? So if
My
there's
question is how I make it more personalized for my use case. It's like you made so you basically change the code base or you
no, you don't.
uploaded more documents.
Yeah, you don't have to change your code base. You just need to load the document.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, look at many
that's
document you have. So if you notice here, let me show you the use case that I have. Uh, Local PC. Let me show you the interface. You can query the file. So assuming this will be the list for your file. Sorry, it throws some error because I'm running a VM. I think it requires more memory. You can query the file, search the file, or just use LLM chat for context of the file. Upload it, and then all your document will be here. Okay, then you can now able to ask whatever question that you would like to ask for that specific, model that you have download. If that will not answer any questions, it will go to the, using the elementary model to answer your questions. Like for example, in here, this is a good thing, let's go back again through to our Ollama sample test. And then let's run this Jarvis model. Let's say, what is calculate 1 plus 1. Yeah, so you can see it's also heavy, just also true to 2. That makes sense. But like what I said, you can train as many, you can load as many document you have. I have tried this. I have loaded around, I think, 2,000, almost 4,000 pages or 6,000 pages, where I have a use case that for a insurance company that they would like to load their insurance informations, so that when this is just a use case, when they query about their product, you can type it and then it will going to give you some answer. So, and then you can, like what I said, you can also load multiple model, multiple document with different topics, because and then the good thing about other functionality that we have here is we can search by file, and then it will able to specify you even the exact file document where it able to search the document for your reference.
So, Osmaro, there's another question.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe Barnett, you want to go up next?
Okay, so I don't know if you answered it initially when you were setting up the environment, but I wanted to know if I can do all that you have demonstrated on my Windows laptop.
Yeah, you can. So right now, in the Windows laptop or Windows running operating system, they are. I think it's not yet ready for productionize the process, but it's more likely better run on Linux environment and Mac. But just recently, they have just released Ollama into Windows. So to do that, in your if you go to Ollama, actually the way how to set it up on Windows is more simply very simple. There is a Windows here. Just download it and install it. Yeah. And then if the same case, if you would like to run OpenAI, also download the Docker engine, the Docker, and then use the step to run the command, Docker command.
All right, Ray, you want to go next?
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, Ostrom, firstly, thanks for the great presentation. I learned a lot. You mentioned that you can upload various documents for different topics.
Yeah.
Do you upload them in different category folders, or is it all in the same folder structure?
Different. Actually, the way I do it is, let me access the server. Open the file.
Just as an example, if you've got a topic about, for instance, developing Visual Studio plugins and extensions, and you've got one for, I don't know, anything else. What was instance one topics only on Python, topics only on JavaScript, would you then upload it in different folders,
No,
or
you don't have to. So
you
what I
don't have?
suggest, yeah, you don't have to. Let me share
Okay,
at Google. Let's do Git. Let me download this document. Let's go to the private GPT. So this is the way. This is the one that I use. So I will send you all those links.
great.
So this private GPT, there is an installation here, and then follow the steps, and then these are the how to set it up, how to run it, and then there is also how the API build. But the way how this process works, if we go through the Git repository, it's a Git private. You can just search private GPT. So I'm following with this community since it was released on 2023. And then the first version of it's really slow. I still have those versions. Right now, they have utilized and have a new versions. Like show here. If you notice, they in their example they have loaded the Bitcoin PPD, the Chat PPD document, and then so the interface how it look like is like what I show here. It will list down all your document here, and then you just need to place the document in the code in this so again this is the code base. Once you GitLab, you can just put the model here, enter your local data, and then but the difference about this private GPT, it have also created a database to store all your document informations. Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah. So this if we load the data, you just need to load this data, and then you can load as many document as you want.
Okay, great. Thanks. I appreciate the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. So like
Right.
what I said, this is also similar to OpenAI. OpenAI also done that, in web, like in our download here, there is a document. Anyway, and then you can just import. Let's say I don't have any document here, but this will be any format JSON, all files, and then you can just download load the document here. Uh, but what I suggest, play around with the private GPT. This is more likely more customizable because I love the GUI that they have. But I'm like what I said, I'm only using this to train my model. Once my model was already trained, and then it's already on my server, then those info was already there. Yeah,
All right. Thank you very much, Osman.
that's all.
I don't know. Is there any other question?
Yeah,
Okay. So thank you, Osmar, for this session. I really
yeah.
learned a lot personally. But I have a
Okay.
question. Okay. So my question is, currently with GPT-4, 4.0, currently we have what's it called? We now have an option of uploading a file, so we can upload a file and have the file trained to have it, which kind of train it on that particular file. So I can upload, I think ChatGPT can take up to 2,000 pages. I don't know, I'm not sure. So, but is it different, or is there like another reason why we should follow this approach in training a model based on a particular niche so that we can be able to learn from it? So I just wanted to know like why we should, if there are reasons why we should go through this route instead of just using GPT interface.
Uh, Actually, I did not get your question, but what I think what saying is, why do I need to have a private document loaded on my, or personal document loaded on my model?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so like what I said, most company would like to utilize private GPT, chat GPT for their personalized use, private use. So for example, uh, if I going to if I will be a company that would like to use chat GPT, especially for law firm. So all the informations that I would like to search would like would like me to specifically based on my own informations. Or else, let's say, for example, we have something like a company that doing some uh, retail business. So what they want is more on their own product. So that's the reason why when we create a model, right? Uh, when we go back here, when we create a model, uh, we specify open octa. This is how to specify to customize it, right? This is just simple, but you can able to add more information here. You are Jarvis, another just AI tool as assistant, but only give me guidance from Iron Man and Marvel. So if we ask question outside about it, it will not able to provide you. Because definitely they would like to limit wherever informations that this virtual assistant or chat GPT would like you to provide. So in your case, you can specify, let's say, for let's say insurance company, uh, uh, let's say your computer name will be uh, uh, progressive. Just an example, and then you can specify only give guidance from the document that I have provide you with regards to progressive. So everything, more information will be personalized. So that's the advantage of having a private GPT. Unlike with OpenAI, definitely you can also customize it, but it will have a cost. But the difference between having a private GPT, such as integration with Ollama, you can customize based on your own requirements.
Oh wow, thank you very much for
Yeah,
that.
like for example, this is one good example. In my case, my computer only know my calendar, but doesn't know anything about to say, uh, computer, what is my appointment today?
There's nothing on the calendar.
I'm sorry, I think there's no appointment. So you see what I mean? I have my own calendar, my own informations. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think that makes sense. Wow. Okay, I think I understand. Guys, can we appreciate Osmaro? Can we use emojis, indicators, yeah, clap,
Oh, thank you.
comment,
Yeah.
reaction, reaction,
So,
yeah.
like what they said, do some experimental, even though this not work. But honestly, the capabilities of the model I've created is way far from how Alexa and Siri done. But it will be awarding, especially if you build your own, or your own virtual assistant. And then especially sometimes there's some situation in the past that I have integrated facial recognitions on my PC, where when I try to add the video, it will recognize and make my face and they say, "Hey, Osmaro, how are you today?" It can able to identify me. So, like what I said, uh, I invest more time to do some research to find out, those capabilities. But so I even purchase, expend a lot of money, because there's some time where TensorFlow was implemented, and then you build your own model inside your PC. it's really expensive, you know. And then, but the good thing, technology evolve. Now, open AI is there. The if Amazon already have released a recognition, I think it's called recognitions. It already recognize your facial. You just need to set it up. You don't need to train them any model. And then there's also try to learn about deep lens. Deep lens, I think it was open source and implemented. It has a machine, you know, that run on small PC that integrated with camera. And then I have tried to do some experimental project for object identifications. So the advantage of doing this, you don't need enough resource on your PC because the rendering process will happen on AWS. And then they have a community that they have built for training TensorFlow model, and then automatically it will give you some permissions. So that small applications running on Raspberry Pi with video integrations can able to do some object identifications. So that's a good thing. And it also it can able to do some interact. You know, if you do sign language, and then it can able to explain to you. You can just like example. But in my use case, usually I use the difference to identify uh, to to identify the you know eh, to
The
identify
reactions.
the identity on my family, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So, this
Because
is a
there's some, yeah.
no, sorry, no, go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah, I think that's all, you know. So that
Okay,
when I point that model, you can able
yeah,
to point, that's your mom, this is my dad, you know. You can able to identify for,
yeah.
for
So I just wanted to be respectful for everybody's time here. Thank you so
yeah,
much,
I know.
Osmaro. The
Sure.
good thing, Osmaro, is that this all in the call and the group that's going through this AI internship, they have a challenge assigned to them this week to build their own chatbot.
Okay.
So they're going to be using Llama 3, but I made it a little bit easier because not everyone have a very powerful system to run their model locally. So you're going to be using Grok Cloud API, which is essentially running the model in some cloud environment. But if some of you got very excited about this, feel free to run the model locally also. I'm open to that idea. That would be interesting if you want to. But I'm assuming Osmar's presentation was a great insight or starter for you all to kind of jump into that challenge. This would be a great opportunity for you all to kind of build your own, essentially, Jarvis, if you want to. With that said, Precious, you want to wrap this up?
I think we've spent quite some time here already.
Okay.
So
Okay. Well,
thank you everyone for coming. I really
thank you.
appreciate. Yeah.
Thanks.
So the challenge is up. Challenge is up already. Do well to um, check it out. I think I dropped the link earlier. Just go to your dashboard, click on challenge, and you're going to see the challenge. It's called build your own chatbot, something like that. Just check it out, and we'll see you next week Monday. So next week Monday is another class, the same time that we started this one. And promise. Oh no no no! So for next week is going to be on a Wednesday because on the Monday is a public holiday in the United States. So we moved it to Wednesday. So next week Wednesday we are going to have a session. You are going to get an email on Monday which refers to that, and then I believe that all the sessions are already in your calendar. All right. So thank you very much for coming and then keep learning and we'll see you next week. Thank you everyone.
Thanks, Osmaro. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.